Welcome back to the 2010 PaddyPowerPoker.com Irish Open from the Burlington Hotel in Dublin. This is it. The final table of 8 players will each get a share of the €1,643,800 up for grabs. 56,300 going to the player finishing in 8th, and a massive, life-changing €600,000 for the 2010 Irish Open champion. Let's find out who it will be.
Well, I'm from Limerick and I work with my brother in the blind business, fitting window blinds, and I play poker in a club inside in Limerick, and I bought the ticket off a friend of mine. He plays poker inside the Fitzpatrick Club inside in Limerick, and I bought the ticket off of him, and I came up here and played it and got to here.
Well, you know, my experience of Ireland has always been a good one, and this trip didn't really disappoint either. You know, I have many good Irish friends, and to reach this final table in this great big tournament is just like the icing on the cake for me.
I've got it all in for all my chips when I've been like drawing pretty slim, and I've won those hands, so I've got pretty lucky. And like with a few tables left, I won a massive pot where I had no good pair against a big draw, won that pot, and here I am on the final.
Nine men to beat, or 8 men to 7 men to beat. That's just not a day's work. I'll be getting on there and working it.
I didn't really think about the sole survivor till there was 3 players left. One got knocked out and there's 2 of us left, and then he ran ace-king into kings, no ace came, €100,000 better off, which is a great bonus from Paddy Power. That relaxed me a bit, and now I've made the final table and I'm going to try and win the tournament.
I think it's very even, like a few big stacks, but you know yourself, anything can happen. It's good. Big hand against a big hand.
I'm feeling not too bad now, like it's 7-3-5, that's just below the average, so I'm confident enough, like that's the most I've ever had, that's my highest chip count, so it's not too bad, like.
Really well. I kind of been going up all the time. I mean, have really up and downs, just going really well all the time, and I don't know, I've been really, really lucky.
Game of life and game of poker, pretty much similar. The more joyful you are playing, the better results you will attract. In just the same way that the more joyful you are at life, the good things will turn up for you.
Best of luck to everybody. Shuffle up and deal.
And the cards are in the air. Blinds of 10 and 20,000. Any of 2. This is what it's all about.
46,000 total.
Race from the button from James Mitchell. Now, this is a kid who late last night, Parg, looked in danger of having his head down, and he'd lost about half his stack. In the latter stages, getting to the final table, he came alive and got his million back. But got a pot going on here with Declan Connolly. Jacks in the small blind to the button raise.
Re-raised to 140,000 total.
And with the blinds at 10-20, Mitchell's made a smallish raise, and the re-raise from Connolly. I love this Declan Connolly. We were talking about him yesterday. He's plays down the Fitz Club around here in Dublin, and these guys already have a bit of history. Based on Parg, what happened around the 9-handed final last night. And I think Connolly has shown himself to be a guy who doesn't have to have a big hand to make this move.
Yeah, well, he showed that from, you know, way early on in the tournament, Jesse, when we were watching him and we were laughing. He was playing the last survivor like he didn't know the rules. He's coming here to win the tournament.
That's a big re-raise. I think those black chips are 25,000 wide, and James Mitchell saying that he thinks the ace-9 is good, Parg, but he stuck 400K in.
You know, it looks like a lot of money in.
Connolly's going all in.
Of course, well, it's because that they're in the button and the blinds that you know, neither believes the other. They think that the position is dictated rather than the hand.
All in. Calls.
Wow. And Connolly
this could be a sensational start.
James Mitchell needs the ace for Connolly. What a chance. There's a 9 on the flop. Let's give Mitchell a couple extra outs. Feel very unlucky for Connolly not to have this hand hold up, Parg. And he's going to have like $1.5 million. Well, both these guys are taking it pretty cool. And the jacks hold. And you hear Connolly's friends in the background. This young man, 26 years old, Parg, from the Dublin area. And Declan Connolly's not going to be far off the chip lead. Look at how the chips have changed. Declan Connolly up into third, but he's but a gulp away from the chip lead right now.
Yeah, I mean, well, now James Mitchell has to regroup again, and he showed last night that he can.
Just an early indication, and to be honest, James Mitchell, only 20 years old, Parg. You have to forgive him having a few nerves on his first big final
of course,
table.
you know, this game's very easy when you're sitting at home and you can see everybody's cards. But you know, guys get very suspicious these days. You know, when you got the cutoff, the blind, the button. I mean, everybody assumes that everybody else is stealing in this situation. But I think you know, well, we had Dan Harrington with us yesterday, and he would have said that Mitchell should have let that hand go. That even if he thought he was at it, really, right. because protecting his position was more important than chasing the few chips he'd put into the pot.
Not just that, but I think it had something to do with the size of the stacks. I mean, Mitchell made a re-raise there, a re-raise, where he couldn't get away from the rest of Connolly's stack. So, in fact, you know, and sticking in the 700K with the ace-9, it's a lot different than sticking the 400, and now he's all in here. This is now hand number 3. I think this one's going to get through.
I think so, yeah.
You want to know what makes a final table different from the start of a poker tournament, a regular poker tournament, anything else? What makes an Irish Open final table different? Well, I'll tell you what, look at the faces on these guys. This is serious.
Well, it's life-changing money for the winner, you know, and for the for several of these prizes can change lives here. And there's a lot of young men starting out in the game here.
I think Paul Carr now. We don't know that much about him. We saw him last night, but I think he's probably pretty lucky that he's only got an ace-6 and not something like an ace-9 or an ace-8, because he's going to find this probably a pretty easy fold, huh?
Yeah. You know, the only thing that might have had him even thinking about calling was the fact that Mitchell has done it, had just lost 60% of his stack.
Raised to 46,000
Obviously, since the ace-9 got turned over, we haven't seen Mitchell's cards. Just now, the second pot since then he's raised, and the rest of the table's right now looking at James Mitchell like he's a bit of a kamikaze, I'm guessing. He does have the ace-king, but not to know that.
Well, Ben Roberts threw away the 10-jack suited, but, you know, it's a pretty strong hand, but he's going to be out of position, and far more important, Ben has got a little less than 400,000, so he can't really afford to be calling raises and taking flops.
Ed probably kind of feels like there's no way that's going to be a small pot anyway, no matter what happens. She's going to have to put, you call that with a 10-jack suited, you have to think about putting all your money in with second pair, don't you?
You know, well, Mitchell might feel a bit unlucky that somebody didn't pick up ace-queen or ace-jack there, assumed that he was a little bit rattled from the first pot and double him up.
Mitchell's gone all in here. Now, this is what they call an open shove from the small blind. He has, his M is about 10, Dan, just over 10, maybe it's about 11, with ace-5. Do you like that play, first of all?
Small blind, that's a little bit pricey. I probably, given what these people are doing, I'd probably just raise 3 times the amount. And if someone came over the top, I would seriously consider throwing the hand away.
And for Declan Connolly, it's a third of his stack to call. He knows 8s is well ahead of Mitchell's raising range, but a lot of times they're racing, right?
Yes.